Alrighty, good morning everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I'm eating breakfast. I've got a couple bites of oatmeal left. I'm having oats with now raspberries and blackberries, and it's delicious. Anyway, good morning. Although I guess it's not morning anymore. I slept in. I needed the sleep. Um, I woke up this morning and I closed the poll with 520 responses in, 106 people making comments on the poll, and 520 people voting on all of the different shows. And we've got our results in, and they're a little bit surprising. They are not what I expected. Not at all what I expected. I'll level with you. Here's what I thought was going to happen. I thought this would be a neck and neck between Jujutsu Kaisen and Kimetsu no Yaiba, with the potential for Mushoku Tensei to come up from behind and sneak out a win. And I wasn't super far off, but I think I severely overestimated the power of the hype around Kimetsu no Yaiba. And I don't want to make a judgment call here. I mean, Kimetsu is a cool show and it's made really well and there's cool animation and stuff. But I think the initial hype train might have died down for Kimetsu. And that's really interesting. Now, I still need to watch it at some point because that movie is the most viewed, most money making animated film in the world ever, and it's going to change the way that anime goes forward. In fact, I think Kimetsu first season is a show that's going to change the way the anime industry works in the future. And I think Jujutsu Kaisen, from what I've heard about it, is the first in the sort of next gen of shonen anime heralded by the creation of Kimetsu by OVAdrive. But it didn't win this poll. So I thought it would. I really thought that Kimetsu was going to sweep here. That's why I did this. I said previously that I was just going to dictator slot Kimetsu, and I thought that's what I was doing. I really did. I didn't mean it that way. I wanted to get a judgment call and a perspective from everybody and do a poll because my perspective and my thoughts and I don't know, my viewpoint, my understanding of what everybody else wants to watch is hyper limited because I don't see a lot of it and I don't seek out a lot of reviews now. Also, sorry, I have tons of bedhead, but it's fine. I'm going to go take a shower in a minute. But I really thought Kimetsu would win, and I thought that this poll was a clean sweep for it. And I was dead fucking wrong. Kimetsu comes in third to last. Anyway, here are all the graphs for all of the different shows, and from these you can see that there's an interesting story here. These are close to the way that they started out from the beginning of the poll, and I've been watching this one with pretty solid interest. At the beginning, actually, Kimetsu is doing way worse than it is right now. It had way less yeses, and it was just like a sharp shoot up of no's immediately. 86, on the other hand, was a sharp shot of yeses, stayed in the front, and stayed in the front for the entire poll. Jujutsu Kaisen did well with a balanced showing. Some high votes, a lot of high votes, a few hell no's, but not enough to balance them out too much. Still a pretty solid showing. Mushoku Tensei, as kind of expected, a lot of support and a lot of no. There are some people who don't like some of the things that are in Mushoku Tensei, and that's totally fine, and I am fine with that. I don't mind it. This is part of the nature of polling. You're going to have people with different opinions, and they're going to clash, and we'll get to figure out some of the truth behind it as we get into the numbers. Now, the rewatch Symphogear, I kind of threw this in for fun because I didn't really know, but I also wanted to judge how a Symphogear rewatch would actually be perceived, because the people who ask me for a Symphogear rewatch are the Symphogear nerds, the ones who initially wanted me to watch Symphogear in the first place. But it's pretty obvious that a rewatch is not like mass market appealing. A lot of people don't want to see a rewatch of a show. They're just like, why would I care? They're just the old reactions. This doesn't matter. And that's super fair. I might do it on my own anyway at some point, but it's not a high priority now. I just wanted to figure it out. And To Your Eternity falls off of the poll. Sorry, it just didn't get the responses that it needed, and I think that's because it doesn't fit the nature of this poll. It is not really a Hypebeast show. I put it in because a lot of people were hyping it to me, but I guess it's not what it is, so that's okay. And those are the graphs, and that gives us our poll results. So, here are our numbers. Jujutsu Kaisen comes in with negative 224 and positive 414 for a total of 190. Kimetsu no Yaiba comes in with negative 257 and positive 343 for a total of 86. And that my friends, is fucking weird. Just a little bit. Now, I do enough stuff with math and dice and stuff and randomness to know that that's not that weird. But the fact that the thing that I thought would win this poll ended up with a total that is the name of another show, and that show happened to win the poll, is crazy. So that show, of course, is 86. It had negative 194, positive 422, and total 228, just eking out by 38 votes, 38 total, Jujutsu Kaisen. And we can see where that difference shows up. There are more yas for Jujutsu Kaisen, more yeses, but less hell yeses, less excited people. And then there are more hell no's and less nas for Jujutsu Kaisen. So it's just a balance. And that difference is made. Cool. Kimetsu is that. Mushoku Tensei comes in with negative 274 and positive 429, which is the highest positive score on the list, but it's also close to the highest negative score of the ones that got high positive scores. So, yikes. But it's just mixed. It's just controversial. It's just polarizing, which does make me interested in the show, and it's going to stay on my radar because of that purpose, but I don't think it's ever going to win a poll, which is maybe unfortunate. We'll see. Symphogear, negative 464, positive 194, total of negative 270. No rewatches. Rewatch is bad. Nobody wants rewatches. Fair enough. I understand. And that's why I put it on the poll, to find out. Great. Wouldn't it suck if I Dictator slotted a Symphogear rewatch and then it took up the show slot for weeks and weeks and weeks and then nobody cared? That would suck. So it's good to know. I appreciate the response, even if it makes me sad as a gearhead. To Your Eternity with a negative 338 and a positive 193 comes in with a negative 145. It doesn't fit the poll, and that shows. And that's everything. Those are the shows. And so we will begin watching 86 come next week. I'm currently downloading it from Nya. It's coming. It's coming slowly. I downloaded the batch version, and maybe that was a bad idea. But I'm going to take myself a little break, and I might watch it tomorrow because I don't have D&D tomorrow. But I'm going to take myself a little break, and I will see you next week, at least on YouTube for sure. I will see you next week for 86, episode 1. I'm excited to get into this new show that I don't know that much about. And add another, I guess, mecha thing that people have been praising the direction and composition and style and art and framing and ideas and also the emotional content of. So I'm really excited to see a hopefully well-written show with interesting content and hopefully cool stuff. That's it for me, everybody. This has been the poll. Thank you all for participating. If you want to participate in another poll, there will be one going up soon for the Tuesday slot where I am going to start reading some manga, and I'm going to put some manga on a poll, and we're going to see what I decide to read or what you decide for me to read. I've got a lot of recommendations that a lot of people have made, and I can't wait to throw them into a poll because this is the first time I'm doing it, and I have no idea what people actually want to see, if anything. So, we'll see. All right, I'm going to go take a shower and then get ready for the gym. I'll see y'all maybe tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not planning on drinking tonight, so maybe I'll be awake tomorrow. That would be crazy. We'll see. Maybe I'll take tomorrow as a day as well, and then just try to get Sunday to have Non Biyori. I don't know. I'm thinking about the future while I'm barely awake already, so fuck that. See ya. Thanks for voting in the poll, and thanks for the likes and the comments and the subscribes. Head over to the Patreon to get early access to 86 and to talk about it and be hype about it in the Discord channel. And thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Peace.